The world of AI right now, it's absolute chaos. Every single day there's a new model, a new regulation, a new risk to think about. So our goal here is to cut right through that noise, to find the signal, and to give you a real strategy to not just manage that chaos, but to command it. Let's dive in.
To get a handle on all this, you need a framework, a way of thinking. We're calling it the Sovereign Orchestrator. And listen, this isn't just another piece of software. It's a whole philosophy for command and control. Think of it as a system for managing your own team of AIs, mixing and matching the big commercial ones like GPT and Claude with your own private local models, all operating under a super strict trust no one, zero trust policy. This is how we start building intelligence that's truly our own.
So, before we even peek at the chaotic world outside, we've got to get our own house in order. We need to define our internal philosophy. This first part is all about setting up that core framework, that North Star for our intelligence.
And the mission? Well, the really crucial shift we need to make is moving away from just running simple reactive scripts. The goal is to build a proactive system, one that doesn't just wait for orders, but actually anticipates needs, adapts when the world inevitably changes, and, this is key, persists. It can handle failures, it can handle reboots, it's all about building resilience right into its DNA.
Okay, so with our internal mission set, let's look outward. Let's look at the global landscape, because this is where all the friction is. You've got this mind-blowing innovation happening at light speed, smashing up against the slow, grinding gears of regulation. And all of it depends on this absolute need to build and maintain trust.
And this slide, it captures that friction perfectly. You've got the EU's AI Act getting delayed. On one side, the official story is, hey, this is just a necessary pause, we need to get it right. But on the other side, you have the skeptics calling it pure tech theater, basically saying the regulators are in way over their heads. And that clash, it creates this massive cloud of uncertainty, which is poison for any long-term AI strategy.
So how are actual businesses dealing with this? Well, they're building their own rules. They're not waiting around. This here is the exact checklist HubSpot CFO uses to evaluate any new AI tool. And notice something? These questions aren't about how fast it is or how many features it has. It's all about the fundamentals. Is my data safe? Are you training on it? Can I trust you? This is the reality of AI adoption right now.
Now, while the regulators and the lawyers are debating, the developers, they are shipping. Relentlessly, we're seeing this constant torrent of new capabilities. The toolkit isn't just growing, it's literally exploding. What was impossible last month is suddenly on the table.
For example, take Anthropic's new model Opus 4.5. The big headline here is memory that sticks, is designed for these super long, complex projects, what they call agentic reasoning. Basically, it's the ability for the AI to manage a huge task with lots of steps without forgetting what it was doing halfway through. If you've ever been frustrated by an AI with a short attention span, you know this is a massive leap forward for the kind of work our orchestrator needs to handle. Then you've got Google, finally cracking a problem that has driven designers crazy, getting readable text inside AI-generated images. It sounds so simple, but it's been incredibly difficult. Their new model, and yes, it's really called Nano Banana Pro, is a game changer for anyone in advertising or design. It's another specialized, powerful tool our orchestrator can now call on.
And the innovation isn't just happening inside the models themselves, it's in how we interact with them. Perplexity's Comet isn't just another browser with some AI features bolted on. No, it's an AI-native browser, built from the ground up to be a co-pilot that can automate things for you. This completely changes how our orchestrator can interact with the entire web.
And just for a little dose of reality, while all this foundational, world-changing work is happening, Microsoft just released $80 Xbox-themed Crocs. It's weird, but it's a great reminder of just how vast and, frankly, strange this whole tech ecosystem is. You've got paradigm shifts and, well, you've got this.
Okay, so now we get to the real heart of this briefing, the central tension. It's a paradox that pits this incredibly powerful desire we all have for privacy, running AI locally on our own computers, against a very harsh, very hidden hardware reality.
And this is the promise, right? This is the sales pitch from tools like Anything LLM. Run our stuff on your machine, disconnected from the cloud, and you get full privacy. Nothing gets out unless you say so. In a world of endless data breaches, man, that sounds amazing. It's the dream. But here's the hard reality. It's called the Ring -3 vulnerability. And what it means, essentially, is that there is a secret, tiny computer embedded inside your processor. It runs its own hidden operating system below your main one.
It has its own network connection, and you can't turn it off, ever. It's a black box that sees everything.
So that brings us to the paradox. You could have the most secure, private, lockdown software in the universe running completely locally on your machine. But what does that matter if the very hardware it's running on could be a hostile entity? It calls the entire premise of local-first privacy into question.
So, what on earth do we do? We're facing regulatory chaos, a toolkit that's exploding with new power, and now this deep, fundamental privacy paradox. How do we respond? Well, this is where we come back to our Sovereign Orchestrator. It can't stay static. It has to evolve to meet these challenges head-on.
And here's the plan. 4 concrete architectural changes. First, we ditch the linear script and move to a mission control style UI, so we can see all our AI agents working in parallel. Second, we formalize our thinking. We use the big, powerful models for high-level strategy and the smaller, faster models for execution. Third, and this directly tackles that paradox, we implement a firmware watchdog to actively monitor our own hardware for suspicious activity. And fourth, we build in state persistence, so the system can crash and come right back without losing its mind. This is how it survives.
Look, we've laid out a framework, but this really ends with a question that's all on you. We've seen the chaotic landscape, we've seen the powerful new tools, and we've seen the deep, hidden risks. The old way of doing things just isn't going to cut it. So looking at all this complexity, the real question is, how will you orchestrate your intelligence?